Hi, my name is Dr. Tom Dow. We have a multidisciplinary practice in Melville and Ronkonkoma, New York, and we treat patients with many, many different conditions, from newborns through geriatric patients with numerous different techniques. There's a technique and a type of treatment for every class of patient. We have them all here. Here's my son Thomas, also a doctor of chiropractic, working on one of our patients' cervical spine. This patient has had chronic neck pain for many, many, many years, has been to a multitude of different practitioners with little or no response. And with our specialized techniques, she has improved tremendously and continues to improve on a daily basis. We have two practices, one in Melville and one in Ronkonkoma, New York. We are a multidiscipline chiropractic office. What that means is we have chiropractors, massage therapists, acupuncturists, psychologists, all working as a team and a network of outside professionals such as orthopedists and neurologists that we work hand in hand with to help determine what your injuries are and the best way to treat your injuries. I have the great pleasure of having my son in practice with me. We work hand in hand, father and son, to give our patients the best care possible, and a staff which is loving, caring, and you'll never have to wait at all in our office for service. Many times patients come into our office and they have what's called a soft tissue injury. Soft tissue injuries are like scars inside your body. If you've ever been cut on the outside of your body, you get a scar. The same thing happens inside of your body to your muscles and ligaments. So our job is to determine where those are, stretch the muscles, adjust the vertebra back into their correct position, and then refortify the normal structure with exercise. That's what we do best, and I hope someday you'll come see us at one of our two offices. Thank you.
It is Monday night. Where am I? There I am. It is Monday night. We are here in the Madhouse. I am Tommy Marr with the Maverick Soul Hour. And tonight, folks, we got a legend in the studio with us tonight. Actually, we have two legends in the studio tonight. But before we get to that, I want to go through what's going on. The first thing I want to talk about is this week I lost one of my oldest and dearest friends. His name was Mike Norton. We grew up together. We did a lot of things. We lived in the city together. We used to go to CBGBs all the time. And, I mean, the times that we had, me and this guy, at Woodstock, he was up there too. He was a great guy, great friend. He would be dearly missed by a lot of people. Mike Norton, may you rest in peace for all of eternity, my brother. God bless you. Quick announcement. I want to talk about Amber Ferrari and Joplin's Pearl, February 22nd, Port Jefferson, Theater 3. If you don't have tickets and you want to go, you better get moving because they're moving very quickly. And you know, Amber has a phenomenal show. It's never the same show. It's always a different show. The band is great. I've had the privilege of playing with them many times, and they're incredible, incredible band. Incredible talent, Amber is. So get your tickets. Get over to Theater 3 in Port Jefferson, February 22nd, and we'll all be hanging there too. So come out and say hello. I want to thank the band that came in last week, Sonic Bliss. I want to have you guys back. I know we had some audio issues with you. We do owe you another comeback, so you guys were amazing. I listened to every one of the CDs you gave me. Incredible, incredible, incredible. I really, really dig you guys a lot. Really good. I want you to come back, but thank you for coming in. And now for some big news. We are going to have a special Maverick Soul show the day after tomorrow, Wednesday, okay, at 7 o'clock. And are you ready for this? George Thorogood's Destroyers are coming in right here with the Maverick Soul in the Madhouse, Wednesday, 7 o'clock. Do not miss this show. You don't get chances to see things like this. The Destroyers right here. And what more can I say about that? I mean, that's incredible. I'm really looking forward to it. It's going to be a special show, and we will be putting up some posts about it. So pass the word around on Facebook. Let everybody know the Destroyers will be here Wednesday night, 7 o'clock in the Madhouse. All right, we're going to take a little quick commercial, and we're going to come back, and I'm going to sit down here with a couple legends. And people, this is where music comes from, guys like this. This is where it comes from, the soul. Not from, electronics. It comes from the soul. So hang in there, get yourself tight. You know what I'm talking about, and we'll be right back with the Maverick Soul. Hang in there.
YesWeCare.net is a 501c3 charity that provides help to veterans and their families. Please visit YesWeCare.net and donate in any way you can by purchasing our beautiful framed prints or relaxation CDs and DVDs, even smooth jazz CDs. YesWeCare.net. Remember, our troops are on their way home. They need all the support they can get. YesWeCare.net.
We are back with the Maverick Soul. I am Tommy Marr, and we are in the Madhouse tonight. I got one more quick thing I want to just mention. My boy and my man, Randy Pratt, with his band Rickety. Just so you know, they're in the studio right now, and they're shooting their videos this week, and they're going to wrap that up, and they're going to debut their album, and they're going to debut their album right here in the Madhouse on the Maverick Soul Hour right here. So stay tuned for that one, too. You're going to love it. Ladies and gentlemen, I just want to let you know that we have some special guests here tonight, and it is really with honor that these guys came in to stay with us and grace us with your presence, because you guys are really what it's all about. This is the real deal thing here, and that's what we do here. We try to bring the real deal, not the undeals, So I would like to introduce to the world Mr. Michael Packer and Mr. Ed Jackson. Guys, thanks so much for coming in, really.
Thank you for having us.
Now, let me get to some, let's get down to some. Now, first of all, anybody that doesn't know Michael, this guy, I suggest, well, first of all, we'll talk about his album, but I suggest that if you pick up this album, you will know everything basically about Michael Packer, right, Mike?
That's my story.
I think it's the coolest thing. It's like you get a story, you get a great song. You get a story, you get a great song, and you follow him through his life, which is an amazing life. First of all, just so you know, Michael is the ambassador of the New York Blues Hall of Fame, which is quite an honor. And you also an inductee also, right?
I was inducted, yeah.
Yeah, and when were you?
2011.
2000, yeah, okay. So going back with you, all right, I've read and I listened to a lot of you, but I want to try to jam these couple of years of our lives, because we're pretty close in age, and as quickly as I can, and I don't really want to skip anything or leave something important out, but there was some highlights that stuck out to me. But let me just, for the audience, I mean, well, you did want to tell me a little George Thorogood, didn't you?
Well,
that George is coming Wednesday?
Well, that's cool that him and the band will be here in a couple of days. I knew George in the early 70s before he was famous or whatever, and he came to San Francisco. He actually went to San Francisco to find John Lee Hooker. And when I met him, I was playing on the streets of San Francisco for change, and George did the same with me. And then we played at a place called the Coffee Gallery in North Beach, again, like a pass-the-hat place in those days. It wasn't called an open mic, it was called the Hoot Nanny, you know. Right. And I know George from way back when, but George was hellified back then.
He's still here.
And so he would go to meet John Lee Hooker. I think he went and like slept on his, front yard. And then I think John Lee said, "Well, come on in for breakfast," or something like that. But that's, and then soon after, we met some woman that had connections with, brother Max's Kansas City.
Oh, sure.
And
Used
then
to be there
she
all the
brought
time.
John, I think John Hammond was playing, so she brought George in to open for John Hammond. And then things started, getting
He
good
was
for
just up
George.
at Richie Havens Memorial
Mhm.
with John Sebastian, and they did a couple of tunes.
I knew Richie pretty well,
Yeah,
too.
yeah, great guy.
Really
Great.
good guy,
What
yeah.
you want to set? I mean, he was the Pete, but he could set you into some peace. Just with his, even just talking. I mean, his stories were great and everything. But you have great stories too. And I mean, I know, we kind of have a similar kind of a thing going on with,
Yeah,
what we've
background
done and
and
what we've
that.
been through and
Right.
where we hung out and
Right.
where we, I mean, do you remember the old Village Barn, which later became the Generation, which later became Electric Ladyland?
I mean, I remember the names, but I didn't
Because
hang,
I'm thinking
hang
you're
out.
talking. I know you're back into folk stuff because that was the Village Barn.
That was
before
basically
the
East Side
Generation.
stuff. I was a Gertie's Folk City and the
Right.
Gaslight and
Yeah.
the Bitter End
Yeah.
and those places.
Well, Max's I used to be. I used to see John Lennon in there. I've seen him in
Max's
there a few
Kansas City
times.
was a big club
Yeah,
at one time.
it was happening.
Yeah.
That and bounced back to CBGB's at Max Kansas City.
Okay.
Yeah, it was be cool. But I mean, you came up and your first band was Free Beer, Free Beer.
Well, the first band I had was called Papa Nebo. We were signed to Atlantic Records,
That's right.
and it was a great band. It had a violin player and a saxophone player, and his name is Bob Mincer, and he went on to play and was
You won the Grammy, right?
he was a Yellow Jacket.
Yeah.
Yeah.
right.
And he had his own, he'd been, I think, even won a Grammy with his big band, and he's come and he's sat in with my band, and good guy. I've known him all my life, just about, real.
So basically, I mean, you really, when you came back from the West Coast, though, you were on the East Coast, and you were mostly playing all the clubs in the village, right?
In the village, yeah.
So that was kind of your place, and that was
I lived over the Kettle of Fish, which was
Right.
on McDougal Street,
right.
and everybody, in those days, like today, you have all the, American Idol, and it's all
Right.
competition.
Right.
Those days, it really wasn't about competition. It was more camaraderie
Right.
among the musicians. You would swap songs.
Right.
It was a good time to live.
Yeah. Well, like
musically.
Actually, I guess this is the same kind of thing. Was at Richie's Memorial. Jose Feliciano was there, and between Sebastian's stories and that, and like when John Sebastian was telling the story, they used to do the hat.
Yeah.
In the clubs.
No one
And then-
wanted to follow Richie.
That's
because
that's
Richie-
exactly what he
Richie took
said.
all
He
the
said,
money.
"Don't bother. Richie's already been through. It's
There's no more money to
he's
get."
cleaned out the place.
Right. It's true.
So, but then you ended up going to with a band, a project called Free Beer, Free Beer.
And
right?
that lasted a while, and we recorded for RCA
And Buddha,
and
right?
Buddha Records,
Right.
and we traveled all around the country.
And you opened. You played with the Atlantic Rhythm section, Johnny
Yeah.
Rivers, Dr. Hook.
Yeah,
Now, how many years did that go?
went probably about 5,
Yeah.
which is
I don't want. I gotta interrupt you for a minute.
All right, go ahead.
I want you to tell the story, the Dylan story, because
Okay.
this to me is like one of the coolest stories. This is a cool story.
I can swear.
Sure.
Oh, okay.
Gotta
Well, anyway, like I said before, I lived over the Kettle of Fish,
Right.
and in my day, I drank a lot. So I lived over the bar, but I lived in the bar. So the bar opened up at noon, I'd be drinking a beer, and and then from the Rocky movie, put the egg in
Yeah,
the beer,
yeah,
I
yeah,
would
yeah.
do that. And
That's the health kick.
that
we
was,
were on,
yeah, my
right?
health kick I was on. So I drank a lot, and so I would basically drink all day in the kettle, and then I'd make the rounds to Kenny's Castaways and the Bitter End, which was called the Other End in those days. And so I was sitting in the bar, and those days, all these places got packed.
Right.
I mean, you could walk in there on
Oh,
a
I know.
Monday night, and there would be mobbed. And so I was sitting in the back with Loudon Wainwright, who I've known since I was like 12 years old. I used to call him Loudy. And a friend of mine, Paul Siebel, who wrote songs for like Louise and all that. But we're sitting in the back and getting drunk and drinking. And then, so Dylan walks in with his entourage. And as I say in my story, which is the true story, it was kind of like God entered the room. And it was like looking at an album cover,
Right.
and holy shit, So everybody's like, kissing his ass and all that. So it was either Loudy or Siebel. They go, why don't you go over and call him an asshole? Right? So they were buying me drinks, and then finally I said, what the hell do I care? So I went over, and he was at the bar, so he had the leather jacket, and I went like that, probably fairly hard, and then he got up and took a swing. I called him a fucking douchebag.
Yeah.
And
I know you were going to leave that part out.
But
I would have put it in for you, though.
okay. So anyway, so he got up and took a swing. Meanwhile, I had 10 guys on me. They all knew me,
Right.
but they
Right.
brought me to the Bleecker Street. So then I went back to the Kettle, and then probably told everybody, hey, I just got in a fight with Dylan, But I instigated it. So the next day, I wake up all hungover and all that. So I figured it was about 4 in the afternoon. I had my beers so I could build my courage up, and I went back to the other end to actually just to see what actual real trouble I got in.
What did I do last night?
What did I really do?
That was the worst.
And I walked in, and it was Dylan and the bartender, George. And then Dylan looked at me, and he says, what the hell was that all about last night? Then I told him what I just said.
Right.
And then I apologized, and he bought me a beer. And we talked about music, and I was recording for RCA at the time. And then, I don't know if you know Phil Oakes. Phil Oakes was a songwriter. He actually wrote the song, The Alfred Packer Story, which he wrote that song.
Oh, yeah?
I didn't write that. And Phil Oakes was a 1960s, revolutionary folk singer, that played, with Joan Baez,
Right.
and Bob Dylan was Richie, and was in that group. And Phil had hit the skids really hard, and Bob Dylan knew him very well. And so when we were talking, and Dylan and I, Phil Oakes comes in, and he's all messed up, and Bob knew him, and it was around the time of the Rolling Thunder review, so they had like a band or something. So I helped Dylan call. We picked up Phil Oakes, who was on the floor, and we carried him to the van. And Bob says, well, you got to leave me alone now. That's my Bob Dylan story. Cool. But a couple of weeks later, Phil Oakes, it was advertised in the Village Voice that he did a concert at Gertie's Folk City, and he billed it as his farewell concert, and 2 weeks later he hung himself. So, I mean, to be able to put your farewell concert in print, the Village Voice, and then go do that, I mean, that to me is like
Farewell.
farewell. Damn. I mean, that's
the truth.
heavy. I mean,
That's the truth.
That's the truth.
Yeah.
That's heavy.
Well, I mean, your career is just. I mean, I have literally stacks of papers here on you, and well, first of all, I mean, let's introduce your partner over here.
This is Eddie
Mr. Ed Jackson, and how did you guys hook up?
I one night.
Well, yeah, one night.
The drummer didn't show
Yeah, the one night, Mike was supposed to perform on Staten Island, and but his drummer, couldn't show up because of the weather, and I happened to just walk in, and basically, I was playing bongos, but I didn't know Mike, he didn't know me, but the gentleman who was working there, his name was Jack. Jack says, "Hey, well, well, Mike, Ed plays drums, or bongos. So Mike said, well, okay. So that was when we were first introduced. And, he's been trying to get rid of me, but I'm still around.
What about the girl that was dancing?
There was,
the dancer
okay.
there? Yeah.
There was, while we were there, and he set it
That's
up.
the best part of this.
Oh,
that
yeah.
meeting,
There was, there was this young lady who was she was having a birthday party. She was with some friends, between Brooklyn and Staten Island. But, she was an exotic dancer. So she was dancing all around the club while we were playing music. Oh, yeah, exotically. But she was having a great time. Obviously, we had a great visual. And, all the folks were, they were entertained quite well. So we had a very good night as an opening session.
So Ed's been with me for over 10 years now.
Oh, definitely over 10
But
years.
he's played,
Wow.
we did a really cool session at Sweet Rhythm, which was Sweet Basil, and we had Lou Marini and Jimmy Bavino and David Maxwell, and we did a live thing from there, a great show.
Yep. That was a bunch of fun.
I mean, I do know a lot about your history in that, and I know, and I had kind of the same thing going on with me, and I finally got smart a little earlier than you, but I got smart too. But you did, you would stop, then you'd go back, then you'd stop, you'd go back. That's a tough thing to do. Were you leaving the music when you got yourself clean, like at the beginning when you first stopped drinking? Because you'd stop, right?
Well, the music's always been with me. It's
Even when
just-
you were sober at the
it's-
beginning?
it
I'm talking at the beginning.
Yeah, but it was like, could I afford a guitar or
Right.
not? I mean, I would sell the
Right.
guitar.
Yeah.
And then, when I got the money, I could put, as big as this place, I could fill all the guitars I probably owned in here, because I would get them a $50 guitar, and then I'd sell it, and because I'd play on the street, and I really needed a drink, or I'd been out on the street for a while, by the time I'd make the money for that, I could just sell the guitar, and I'm there. And then that's how I lived for a
But
while.
we also, you're sober, what, 17 years now?
20 years.
20 years, so God bless, that's cool. I mean, I know, because I went through it too. I went into I'm not ashamed to say it. I mean, I was a maniac, and I got 34 years, so I'm doing good. So, but getting back to the music, then you just kept going. I mean, I know you've opened for Huey Lewis. You've done amazing things, to John Hammond Jr. and
Yeah, but I mean, even like I did time in Rikers Island.
Right,
And
what'd
I had
you
a
do?
band in Rikers
Yeah.
Island. I mean, it was
that sounds like a movie to me now.
it was Black History Month, and they had auditions for a talent contest. So I went to the talent contest. You can't have a guitar there, but they had a guitar. So I'm the only white. I was practically one of the only white guys, except for the guards in Rikers. There's not very many of us. But I auditioned for the band, and I got that, and then that basically saved my life in jail, because I played for all the inmates. They had, you had a captive audience, but I gained a lot of respect. I mean,
Sure. Music does some magical things,
Yeah.
It really does. I mean, it opens all the doors, no colors, no nothing, and that's the greatest thing about
That's the greatest
music,
thing about music, yeah.
It has no barriers, it reaches everyone. But and I know you have reached many, many people in your life, and a lot of people, have. I mean, I've talked to a lot of people that know of you and your life, and they're all very excited when they talk about you. I mean, I've never heard a person say a bad word about you.
Well,
Never.
they didn't know me back then.
Well, that's what I say. That's what I say too. I run into those people from those days. They go, "You're still alive?" That's the first thing they say. You're still alive?
Yeah.
But I think it's great. And now, as of late, you did have a couple things you wanted to mention. Also,
Well, I
too.
do, because how I got, how you and I actually know each other now.
Right. You want me to tell a quick story? What happened on the air with you? How that happened?
Well, I just want to say one thing. I want
Go
to
ahead.
thank Arnie Goodman.
Yeah, absolutely. Arnie is a great guy.
And Arnie is a great guy, and I also wish that he broke 6 ribs.
Yeah.
I know.
Yes,
He
get better, Arnie. I know you're watching, so
fell
feel
down
good.
on the ice. So Arnie, if you're watching, thank you very much, and I hope you feel better. But he's the reason why, you know, I'm the ambassador to the New York Blues Hall of Fame. And so I called in the night that you had Neville Chester's
Right.
here. And that's a story in itself.
That was great.
And so I brought this in today, and maybe Neville's watching.
Well, he called me today from England.
And so I, you know, to do this again for him.
Can we get a tight shot on that, Dick?
So I'd like to, legendary manager for Hendrix and the Who in the Blues Hall of Fame.
And Cream.
And Cream. That's,
And did
and then
Mercy.
I figured maybe,
Zeppelin. He worked with everybody. James Taylor.
Tommy, you could get these to him.
I will get them to him. I promise
I got
you.
another one in there.
He's
so.
cool. I guess I'm the guy who's keeping the word out. Can we get a shot of that, Vic? Is that possible?
So Neville, you're not here, but maybe you're watching.
Neville, he called me today from England. He's doing okay. He was back in the hospital, but he's doing okay right now. He's getting hooked up with a computer, so he'll be in touch with a lot of people. But he told me to let everybody know that he loves you, and Neville's. I can't even. Everybody knows how I feel about Neville. But Neville, we miss you, buddy. Get yourself okay over there. And look what I got for you. I'm going to get this to you. I will get it to you from Mr. Michael Packer, the New York Blues Hall of Fame. God almighty. I'll tell you, he was in tears here that night. He was sitting right here.
Mm-hmm.
It was great. It was really, really
That's
great.
what I love what I
It was
do,
a class
because
act by you, too, Michael, I must
Makes
say. It
people
was,
happy.
and I'm sure Arnie had a lot to do with that, too.
Arnie has a lot
You
to
know,
do.
Arnie's a
with
great guy, and
Yes, he is.
Arnie does care a lot about Neville. And I promise you I will get it to him.
Okay,
I promise.
cool.
So that's very cool. So as of late, what's going on?
As of late, well, I did something very cool. Ed and I did a thing up in Woodstock.
Oh.
We played the Bearsville Theater with,
It's a
I don't
nice
know if
theater.
you're familiar with Professor
Yeah.
Louis in the Chromatics. Louis produced the band's last 3 albums, and he was good friends with Rick Danko. So I inducted Rick Danko posthumously at Bearsville Theater a couple of days before New Year's. And when I was a kid, I grew up with the band, and like the Pop and Ebo days, we used to do Long Black Veil, which, you know,
Right.
I don't think the band wrote that, but I think Rick sang that.
Right.
So from my standpoint, I got to sing Long Black Veil, and I had Larry Packer, who's no relation to me, but Larry Packer was the fiddle player in the last waltz
Oh, really?
with the band. So he played, and I had Louis' band, Eddie on bongos, and so I got to play Long Black Veil, induct Rick Danko at a packed house at the Bearsville Theater in Woodstock, New York.
That's a good
That's
weekend.
pretty damn cool.
That was good.
You know.
All right, well, listen, we're going to go on and on, but we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back with the Maverick Soul, Mr. Michael Packer and Mr. Ed Jackson in the house, right here in the Madhouse. So hang in there. We'll be right back.
planning an event and want to include entertainment, but you're not sure where to turn? Act1Entertainment.net has provided over 1,500 events with quality, affordable live entertainment at private parties, corporate affairs, festivals, bike rallies, and more. Act One will fit into your budget. They're friendly, reliable, and do all the legwork for you. They take all major credit cards. Log on to Act1Entertainment.net for a free, no-obligation price quote, or call 631-758-3505 for a brochure. You'll be happy you did.
We are back, and we are back with the Maverick Soul right here in the Madhouse. And right now, what I want to do is just give you a little tease of Mr. Michael Packer live on video.
Some kind of wedding, said the joker to the thief. Too much confusion, I can't get no relief. This has been the drink my wine, crowding into my earth. Going along the line, goes one and out that is worth.
We are back in the Madhouse with the Maverick Soul. And we are here with Mr. Michael Packer. And ladies and gentlemen, I just want to let you know, and Mr. Ed Jackson, I'm sorry, Ed. This is an album I really recommend all the viewers to pick this album up. It is called I Am the Blues. Michael Packer, I Am the Blues. My story. And what I love about this album is before each song, Michael starts at the beginning of his life and goes through his life. And he will go through his whole life, song by song, and then he does a song. But he talks, then he does a song, then he talks. It's really, really, I suggest get yourself really in a nice, really peaceful, nice place to listen to it. But there's one song on here and one story that we really don't have the time to go into, but for that story alone, I promise you, it's about his uncle, and I promise you, it is worth every dime that you will pay for that. Never mind the music, the incredible music in it, but the stories that this man of his life, that alone, if you took the music out, you would just love to hear the storybook in there. It's phenomenal. It's great. But that one particular, remember what I told you, the story about his uncle. It will blow your mind. I promise. Blow your mind. Every person I ever said, they went, what? 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 Say that again. So it is pretty incredible, right? But I just say, pick this thing up. Mike, they could get it at Amazon, iTunes.
Yes.
Basically everywhere, CD Baby.
Well, not CD Baby.
Not CD Baby. All right. Well, iTunes and Amazon, pick it up. Michael Packer, I Am the Blues, my story. And believe me, it is an incredible story. And like I said, it's an honor for us to have this man in the studio, both of these gentlemen. It's an honor. And I really don't want to waste a whole lot more time with me talking. I think everybody really needs to hear these guys play a little bit. What do you think? So we're going to go to a quick commercial. Michael, is there anything, or Ed, anything you guys want to add? Or
Thank
any
you very
shout-outs
much.
or, you know?
Thanks for having us.
Most definitely.
You can come back anytime. We could go on and on.
I know we
On
could.
and
Yeah,
on
I
and on.
know.
But we'll make a deal, right?
Okay.
We'll do a part 2, okay?
We'll do a part
We'll do a
two.
part
Deal?
It's a
Deal?
Okay. Deal
Cool.
it is.
Deal.
Okay.
All right. We're going to take a quick commercial, and we're going to come back, and these gentlemen are going to be up here playing live right here in the Madhouse. So get yourself tight. It's going to be all right. We'll be right back with the Maverick Soul.
So then I said, Mr. Prime Minister, I'm flattered that you love chocolate, but I'm here strictly in a professional. What's wrong with him?
He thinks you're naked.
My shell is brown. It just looks like my milk chocolate is showing. Only a fool would think I'd actually show up naked.
So it's that kind of party. Hit it!
I'm sexy and I know it. Aye. Look at that body. Look at that body. Look at that body. I work out. Wiggle, 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 wiggle.
This is Beth.
Hi.
Oh, congratulations. When are you due?
I'm not pregnant.
Oh, look at that. Excuse me.
You're totally thin.
You look very sexy.
For life's bleachable moments, all it takes is 3/4 of a cup.
YesWeCare.net is a 501c3 charity that provides help to veterans and their families. Please visit YesWeCare.net and donate in any way you can by purchasing our beautiful frame prints or relaxation CDs and DVDs, even smooth jazz CDs. YesWeCare.net. Remember, our troops are on their way home. They need all the support they can get. YesWeCare.net.
Welcome to Formula Auto Wash, where every day is a great day for a car wash. Open 7 days a week from 8 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. Sundays 8 a.m. till 4 p.m. Detailing packages for every budget, starting out at $29.99. 100% hand wash and detail center. Hot hair and microfiber brushes and mitts. Proudly using Ecolab Blue Coral soaps and waxes. bird discount Monday through Thursday till 9:30 a.m. Check out our website, formulaautowash.com.
For professional motorcycle transport and towing, think Kickstart Fabrications Motorcycle Towing. Proudly serving all of Long Island, we feature expert handling and 24/7 service. So send a limo for your toy with Kickstart Fabrications Motorcycle Towing.
We are back live in the Madhouse, the Maverick Soul. I am Tommy Marr. And ladies and gentlemen, I want to introduce these two special legends, Mr. Michael Packer, Mr. Ed Jackson. And they're going to play a little blues for you. So I'm going to get myself out of here and let them do their thing. So, guys, do your thing.
I want to say thank you very much, Tommy, for having us. Vicky. For finding us. Sit down.
Back at ball again. Oh yeah. Here we are. Back at ball again. With Billy and Bob, Harry and Sue. We came down to get a drink or two now. Billy there, he don't care because his woman won't treat him fair. Bobby, he ain't never had much of luck. Oh no, you see, they come here so they can flirt because their women treat them like dirt. So here we are, we're back at the bar again. Oh yeah, here we are, we're back at the bar again. With Billy and Bob, Harry and Sue, we came down to get a drink or two now. Harry, he's one of those handsome guys. Around the women, he's never shy. But he met one who was truly, truly sly. Oh yeah, you see, she had a friend whose name was Sue. Now it's Harry and Sue who are two. So here we are, we're back at the bar again. Whoa, 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 yeah. Here we are, we're back at the bar again. Yes, so Billy and Bob, Harry and Sue, we came down to get a drink or two. Talk to me, Mike. Here we are, we're back at the bar again. Whoa, 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 yeah. Here we are, we're back at the bar again. Yes, so it's Billy and Bob, Harry and Sue. We came down to get a drink or two now. I know you want me where I fit in. Well, let me see where to begin. Just to tell you just what I'm looking for. Oh yeah, you see, we love our women here and there, but I just need one to stay right here. So here we are, we're back at the bar again. Whoa, 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 yeah, here we are. here we are. We're back at the bar again. Whoa, 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 yeah. Here we are. We're back at the bar again. Yes, so here we are. We're back at the bar again. Oh, yeah. Hey, how's it going, Bill? How's it going, Harry? Bartender, let me have that scotch and soda, man. Thanks. Oh, doing good now? Yeah. Yeah, clear wine.
Yeah, I'm going to Chicago. Sorry, but I can't take you there.
Yeah, I'm going to Chicago. Sorry, but I can't take you there.
I bring my New York blues, Chicago. Yeah, you gotta help me find a better way. I left New York City this morning. Yeah, on that Lakeshore little train.
Yeah, I left New York City this morning on that Lakeshore Limited train.
I'm going to Chicago. Yeah, I might even change my name.
I'm gonna hang with the ghost of muddy waters and my friend, honey boy, Edwards too. I'm gonna hang with the ghost of muddy waters.
Yeah, my friend,
Honey boy, Edwards too. Yeah, going to Chicago. I'm gonna play my New York blues.
yeah, when I go to Chicago, and I play my blues, yeah, down to Buddy Guy.
When I got to Chicago, I played my blues down at Buddy Guy.
Yeah, but I'm going home to New York, Chicago. 'Cause my guitar began to cry. But the New York blues, Chicago. Sorry, but I can't take you there.
I'm going to Chicago. Sorry, but I can't take you there.
You were there in New York, Chicago. Yeah, I just had to get away. I'm going to Chicago. What do we got? What do we got? What do we got? How long shoes, Ed? Give it up there for my partner, Ed Jackson. On the line. Down home blue.
Down home blue.
Yeah,
all I wanna hear is some down home blues all night long. Yeah, yeah, yeah. All right. I'm gonna kick off my shoes and listen to the blues tonight. You see, the party's jumping, we're having a good time. Man, you know what's on my mind, and you mind if I get comfortable? Kick off these shoes of mine, and while you will fix me a drink, play me some of those down on blues. Down on blues, down home blues.
Baby,
all I wanna hear is some down home blues all night long. Yeah, yeah, yeah. All right, I'm gonna kick off my shoes and listen to the blues tonight. You see, I'm not the kind of guy to get on the town. I'm not the kind of guy to put his girl down. But you see, all week long, I've been keeping my cool. Oh yeah. But tonight, my friends, we're gonna party. Party on these down home blues. Down home blues. Down home blues. All I wanna hear is some down home blues all night long. Yeah, yeah, yeah. All right. I'm gonna kick off my shoes and listen to the blues tonight.
They got the blues in New York. Ed Jackson.
Of course, Mr. Michael Packer, laying down those blues here on the guitar. Down home blues, down home blues.
Baby, now
All I wanna hear is some down home blues all night long. Yeah, yeah, yeah. All right. I'm gonna kick off my shoes and listen to the blues tonight. You see, my old lady's gonna be piping, man. But let me tell you, man, it won't make me sad. You see, tonight, my friend, I'm gonna do as I choose. Oh yeah. So why don't all of y'all come along and let's go party? Party on these down home blues, down home blues, down home blues.
My brother Ed, all right. Michael, it was a pleasure.
It's okay. It's still there.
What do you think, guys? Is that the real deal or what? Michael, I can't thank you enough. Edward, thank you so much. You guys are the real deal, and it was an honor and a privilege to have you here. I can honestly say that, and we are going to do that part too, right?
Okay, man.
Promise.
You
got it?
brother.
All right. All right, so hang in there. Remember, special show this Wednesday, George Thorogood's Destroyers, right here in the Madhouse on the Maverick Soul. Special show just for you guys. Amazing, amazing. And don't forget to pick up some tickets for Amber Ferrari at Joplin's Pearl, February 22nd at the Theater 3 in Port Jefferson. Get your tickets because they're going very, very fast. So I want you all to have a blessed week. We were blessed by having these guys here tonight. Have a peaceful week. Enjoy life. It's a quick trip. We'll see you Wednesday. Day after tomorrow, right here in the Maverick Soul, in the Madhouse. So join our Madhouse family and tell your friends. Good night.